Good morning. Or morning, as I like to say. Excuse me. Hey, Tom. Good morning. What's going on, man? Hey, Joe. What's up, man? Blue Tech. Off of here. Okay. All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. A really rough day at work yesterday, and it's still mentally impacting me. So I apologize if I might not seem completely on point. Hey, Tony. What's up, man? On a new free electric love seat recliner, and it's amazing. Nice. The pleasures of your job, Joe, right? I'm assuming shit gets left behind. Somebody's got to do something with it. Sometimes it comes home. There. Excuse me. Give me a second, guys. Let's get this piece aligned. In fact, I may actually start working on another section just because I want to get both of these to be aligned before I putty them up. All right, let's see if we can catch up here. Tuesday, I spent the entire night in the ER with Dad again. Oh no, we got there at 6:30 p.m. and left at 7 a.m. the next morning. Okay. But for 29 hours, so I crashed out yesterday. Yeah, I bet, Tony. Tony, how's your dad doing? Yeah, 49 sleeps 19. Deaths, PS4. Yeah, the benefits of our jobs. Oh, that's kind of how I feel about my job sometimes too. My daughter's stereo system, which is not inexpensive, is basically a decommissioned system for the most part. Yeah, it sounds like my kind of problem. So yeah. Oh, you found a PS4 in the trash. Sorry to hear that, Tony. yeah, he's doing okay now. Thank goodness. Yeah, is he home now, Tony? Is he hospitalized? Never in the trash, left in home. Yeah, nice. Hey, Nick. Good morning. What's going on, brother? Seems to be better. He was all stopped up like for 4 days. Needed a blood train. Oh my God! And an enema had to fix him up, but kind of worried why he needed the blood. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, all the best for that, Tony. We've got similar situations like that going on here, so I have obviously mad respect for what your dad's going through and the support that you're providing for him. Thanks, George. Just figured out I would update where I've been. Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, look, one of the things that it's obvious when key people aren't here for a while, right? Like Tom was away for a while. I think that was just because I think he was nervous that I started the Harpy and he'd have to catch up. But kidding, Tom. But when you see people who aren't here for a while, it's kind of like, and they come back in, it's like, yeah, is everything all right? So, maybe next PackCon I will visit Geostash. Maybe. I will host that. Means you're gonna have to come up that weekend though, like Saturday, and we might have to do it. Oh Jesus, when can we do it? Saturday all day, all hands on deck, getting the place put together. Saturday night we'll have the event. Sunday is PatCon. Saturday night, not the event. the the reception party. But yeah, I'm up for it. Smile, I shouldn't forget since I get a reminder. I hear you. That's good, but someone has to do it, right? Yeah. Amen to that. Amen to that, Tony. Pick him up Saturday this year, so next year I don't think an issue. Nice. Good. You can help us set up. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Guys, again, I just want to apologize. It's like, one of the hardest things, and I guess it's the cross I bear. I do tend to personalize a lot of stuff at work, maybe because I take it personally how we produce projects and how we execute projects and how we come across. And I want to do right by our clients. So when shit don't go the way it should, it always becomes a frustration. And I'm not saying we botched a job. It just, there's some internal stuff going on that's just, I don't know. I think it might just be time for me to start looking elsewhere. Just like I just don't foresee, no matter how any of this stuff plays out, it'll ever be a positive experience there. So I don't know. Just at 60 years old, trying to find a job in technology. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Another journey into Geo's cave of models. Yes. I tweaked my lower back this Sunday cleaning. Oh, Tom, have you recovered? I'm hoping. I mean, dude, that stuff can be miserable for like ever. Bad problems that are constant, so I feel you, man. Yeah. Visit the masseuse today to get that sorted out. Bit intense. That helps you back down. Yeah. Or acupuncture. I think someday I'm gonna see about getting that done. Getting acupuncture. I don't know why. Just been fascinated by it. Okay, so I just refined this last one again. Yes, I just hit my head against my lamp. That's looking better. Okay. Yeah, talking about lower back. Yeah, I hear you, Joe. I know that you. It's been a. I know for you, Joe, in particular, it's had quite a life impact. Frustrated job and been cursing a bit and need to rein it back. The funny thing is, I haven't been, and things are starting to change a little bit. That something happened yesterday, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, guys, because I need to somehow be able to process it with people in the office. But um, it's just one of those things that just you look at it, and it's like you try to do right, and then you get fucked by your own people. It's like this isn't the way it should be. Anyway, yeah, let me talk to you. Jane, yeah, acupuncture is awesome. We could start a club for back pain with this group. Oh God, yes. Tiger Balm is amazing. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to get some of that and give it a shot. All right. So all those are now done. Are they great? No. Are they workable? Yes. In fact, now that that's done, this is the one that was glued in. Excuse me. Originally, was it? No. Which one was the one that was? No, this is the one that was glued in originally. I fuck it. What time is it? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna epoxy this thing. It's all that sitting we do. Yeah. At some point I would love to get a desk, one of those I don't manual or automatic motorized. I don't care. Just an ability to raise and lower a desk. I wouldn't mind standing at a desk. Yeah, that sounds like a pain in the butt. To look for a new job, George. Hope you don't end up having to. One of the benefits, the blessings is my wife is about to take on a job that's going to significantly improve our financial picture. But I also don't mean to use that as well, that's good. I can make my life easier. No, I want to put my part in. Like I said, guys, one of these days I'd rather not do it online, but on a one-on-one, face to face. I mean, there's just things that are going on and just things that I've been looking at, irrespective of some of this other stuff with the acquisition or the sell of the company, that it's just been, why am I doing this? Forever your motto, be forever. Lack of exercise for me. Yeah. What are you going to epoxy? So, Nick, what I'm going to epoxy is the front of this piece. If you take a look at it, there we go. It's pretty squared. If we take a look at this one here, it's, well, rounded. In fact, that's just such a terrible shape. But yeah, what I'm going to do is try to match it a little bit. The tolerances, again, as good as they are, not all that great. Let's see if you guys can see it. Take a look inside. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to see them. Try to get as close as possible. Right near the top edge of that pink part, there's a gap. And it just kind of goes to show, I think for a lot of us who've worked on Bandai's newer models, the tolerances are just so freaking tight, right? They're so good. that any of this stuff is just not as good. There's just even Hasegawa or Wave. I haven't built enough Tamiya to really say, but Mang, all of them, they're excellent, but their Bandai still is king. Yeah, the pink tip. Yeah, you called it. I stand while painting. Good for you. 10 units, heat and Tai Chi. That's how I survive. Yeah. You do Tai Chi, Joe? I did not know that. Good for you, brother. Can't reach my back to get 10 units until I need it, Joe. That's my only issue with the tens units. What is a tens unit? There's a lot of biofreeze. I should buy stock in this stuff. Step back and repulse monkey. I think Bandai putting out multiple new kits a year helps. Yeah. Are they putting out multiple new kits? I don't think they're putting out nearly enough, but that's me. Hey, Peter, what's going on, brother? Step back and repulse monkey. Are you calling me a monkey? I kind of feel like one. Is a stim machine. 10 units. The shock pads. What are you talking about? Like electric pads? Like what? You were trying to give ourselves like jumpstart my heart or something? Ken, what's going on, brother? One little goober. I'm going to try to, any epoxy stuff, I'm going to probably try to finish off with this Milliput, and then I'll probably move on to something else if necessary. Just get this stuff done. Let's get this thing white. Yeah, electroshock to the muscles. Nice. And if you need, it's like a defibrillator. How do you pronounce that? Obscure Tai Chi reference. Ah, got it. Sorry, Peter. A little slow in the uptake. Yeah, they find the first year of MG, they put out like 5 kids. That isn't even including HG or the other barbers. Yeah. I think things seem to be, maybe I'm wrong, but things seem to be slowing down rather than speeding up. I think we're seeing fewer kits coming out. I could be wrong. The other part of it is that there's really fewer and fewer things that I'm interested in. In fact, I'll toss you one out that's even weirder, Tom. I got that mobile. I got that mobile one that so I can walk around. Wow, that's cool. Hey, Peter. Good morning. Good morning. All this talk of back pain has made me notice my back pain. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. So one they prescribed me from the doctor, but I don't have anyone to put the thing on my back. Oh, great. That's nice. Here's a tool. Too bad you can't use it. So looking back at how things must be different now. So if you look back to when a series came out, so let's say SPT Lasner comes out, they release all the models of that series within 2 years, like all of them. And then as soon as that's done, the new show starts, Dragonar, as an example, even though there's a big more difference there. Or Zeta, Double Zeta, and Dragonar. Those all three came out in succession. All the models come out in that 1 year. So all the Zeta models come out in 1 year. All the Double Zeta models come out in 1 year. All the Dragonar models all come out in 1 year. It's like, take a look at the box art. I mean, the box art gives you the basically 86, 87. It's the time that the models, the show was on. In the bed and fall on it. That's not a bad idea. So at one point, Bandai was definitely cranking out a fuck ton more models, as was Ari and Imai and the rest of them. This came out. Bandai released like 5 HG kits. Yeah. But that's a little different than, say, releasing 25 to 35 kits, Tom. And none of them were like, premium Bandai. Oh, we're going to take this one, add a few extra parts. For the most part, they were all new. Is that good? But they might not go where I need them. Yeah. Unfortunately, it does sound like Tony is going to need somebody to be there to help him along. That sucks. They might not go where I need them to. Saw Toxic Avenger last night. Not a bad movie. Way, way better than the OG. Was this like a new Toxic Avenger? Came out. Released 6 HG, 1 FM, and 1 MNGSD. Yeah. Next to nothing. Now, granted, the parts counts on these models and the detail has increased significantly, so that's fine. But it is interesting that what models get released. And again, in the case of Lasner, Dragonar, Zeta, Double Zeta, Dunbine, once I have a pretty substantial collection of models, Char's Counterattack, 0080. So we're talking about, say, from the mid 1980s through, mid 1980s through 1990, 91 or so. It seemed like everything was coming out. They were releasing all of them. But if you take a look at the runner counts, yes, you have significantly less. So it could be that, it was simpler, but they were all unique designs of all the robots in the series, all of them. New movie with Kevin Bacon and Peter Dinklage. Wow, interesting. And it releases a lot of kits if you don't count only the Gundam series. Think about 30 minute. Yeah, Pokemon and all the other stuff. Yeah. And maybe that's just it. Maybe that's how they're kind of breaking it out. Hey, Kevin, good morning. How are you? That's what new kick roundup. Not new parts, but new kick roundup. Yep. G-Quax was new kits too. Kevin, the parts count has increased. Zeta in the 80s was like 20 parts. Z-Quax is like 30 something, I think. Yeah, I think it's more than that as well. And what I'll do is one of these days, I did it when we did a comparison between the ZA from 1987, 86, and the ZA from the more recent one from the 20 teens. Like Footloose meets the Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, and maybe that's it. But they were also Bandai at some point was also doing other things too. They were doing a whole host of different kits. It wasn't just whatever popular one show was on. They were releasing other kits too. Now, I can't follow. I don't follow what all of their releases were like back in the day. All right, let's get this goober on here. But it certainly was a lot more. You know what? Give me a second, guys. I keep forgetting. I'm going to need my tools. Ooh, that was kind of funky. Let's break out I'm going to break out the hard tip brushes this time because I'm dealing with smaller areas. These are hard. That's the one. So my daughter, younger daughter, made it down to Florida. She's in Florida for nationals. Excited for her. Okay. Let's bring this one over here just to kind of get a bit of a lay of the land. And there's a flat section there. I'll get that in just a second. In fact, I may actually just leave it like this and just sculpt in that flat section later. Give me one moment here. But yeah, that ain't looking too bad. Sorry, guys. FYI, that's all I did. And I'm just shaping it into place, and we'll clean it up afterward. Let's see where we are. Not just Gundam kids. It is my understanding that this is why we go so few Gundam releases now due to all the other IPs. Yep, could be. It's just a weird one, but yes, it could absolutely be. So that we don't collect. Yep, I think Gundam is their biggest and should have the most releases, to be honest. But my opinion is shit to Bandai. I'm wondering if that's true. Maybe the Star Wars stuff is bigger. I don't know. I would actually also argue that it's possible that the Pokemon stuff might be bigger. Okay, now, and what I'll do is I'll bore in. I will bore in the center hole when I'm done with shaping this, and when it dries, I'm not going to sculpt that in. I also have to remember sisters, not twins. Sisters Not twins. All right, sorry guys. Let me blow through these things. Sounds about right, Ken. That took a metaphor. The Toxic Avenger. I got $50 GG gift card burning a hole in my pocket. What are you going to buy with it, Ken? Hey, Charles. What's going on, brother? It's the back pain. Ooh, we're just talking about back pain. I'm sure we'll have a great time. I hope so. She will certainly learn a lot from it. Don't just release kids. They release toys too, I think. Oh, they were releasing toys back in the day too. I think a Discord user showed Bandai's earning 1 year in Gundam only occupied like 30% of the profit share. Interesting. I'd love to see those charts. Love to see those charts. Was there top dog and earners? Yeah, that would make sense. I haven't seen the new Toxic Avenger yet. I love the old movies, though. Something about a low budget movie in the 80s that can't be remade. I agree. Chuck, it's great. Funny, it's better in the sense, no gross over. Porky's missexualization, which is a win. Yeah, that's cool. I bet it is. I'm not a Dragon Ball watcher, so I don't. Yeah, neither am I. Dragon Ball or Pokemon, don't watch any of that stuff. But I'm glad to see that. Hey, whatever it takes to get kids into models. So, yeah, I can see that being a main seller with all the toys and such. It's just really funny gore. Off work. Thankfully, got to stay up to take the kids to school. Yeah. Charles, how's your wife doing? That's part of Bandai's profit release. I think that was released. I don't watch DBZ, but I am not surprised. Yeah, that doesn't surprise either. All right, very quickly, I'm just going to push in a little bit of a flat spot here. There we go. All right, that's done. And what I'll do is I will I want you to see if you can see it. There we go. And what I'll do is I will shape it to final shape once it is fully dry. Is it perfect in terms of like its length and everything like that? No, but I think it'll work just fine. And I think that's good. Now I got to leave that there. Yeah, let's get a little more putty here. And we're going to put it on this side. How much time I got? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to be late for work. Don't give a shit. Back on meds, finally. Had to get her on my insurance. Yeah. Thankfully, you had that, Charles. This may be too much. We'll see. Yeah, this is too much. It's okay. Of course, I now have the Dragon Art theme running in my head, having been watching that for the last couple weeks. And it's not my favorite of the 80s anime soundtracks by any stretch of the imagination. To the kids, it was part of Bandai Profit. Back on meds, finally good. Oh yeah. They also have One Piece stuff, and that is a huge IP. Also, I'm wondering about that. There seems to be some stuff not. It's the best way to put it. There seems to be some stuff that like models and stuff, and specifically about models. I don't know about the show and how much it's grossing for them from a video perspective, but there's a lot of models that seem to be being sold at ridiculously low prices. I found I don't know how it came up, but there's an online hobby shop called Overstock Hobbies. Oh, yeah, that's way too much. That sells, basically a lot of excessive models, and they're selling some stuff that normally would retail for around, 40-50 bucks for like 10. If only the disability people would get back to her. Come on. She's got her whole life for them to get back to her, Charles. Yeah. Fuck work. It's not going anywhere. Exactly. What are they going to do? Fire you? Oh, yeah, I'm shaking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, One Piece is not Bandai's top 2 earners. I'm talking about all over. I'm all because there isn't much One Piece kits out there. Yeah. Okay, let's get the general shape here. This is out a little too far, if I'm correct. Yep, too far. Shrink it, pull it back. And once again, I can make this too big and then just shape it afterward by sanding it, which is fine. Yeah, it's too much though. This, though, might have come out just fine. Certainly better. Disability is a pain in the ass. It took me a lawyer and 4 years to get mine. It was crazy. I don't understand any of that. I don't understand why it is that a country with so much wealth, and this is not a political thing, but just a country with so much wealth, that it could help all the people in the country, people who've served, people who've done good and right and helped out their communities, just been good citizens, just citizens. Being a citizen means you're a good citizen. Okay. Why it is that when our citizens need help, the instantaneous reaction from everyone is pull yourself up by your bootstraps and be done with it. I don't understand that mentality. Our puritanical nature foundation, I guess, sometimes just really comes through in a very nasty way. Craziest part is that I was already a disabled veteran, so don't you think that should have exactly? Oh, you're already registered as a disabled veteran. Well, we're going to make you jump through more hoops. Why? Wealth disparity is there, but I think it's not just wealth disparity. I think what it is that there is a notion in our country that asking for help and getting help is a bad thing. You know, if you're not doing well, that's a problem for you to solve, and you shouldn't rely on the government to help you. Well, no, that is what governments were created for, to help its population. Now, you can look at that in any kind of, from whatever political lens you come from, but that is the benefit of a government. Otherwise, why do we need governments? I had to prove to a magistrate that I was disabled. I just don't understand. Okay. It's like average salary in New York is $96K, but that isn't a true average. Yeah, in my area, there was a homeless. And I have to travel from where they are to Detroit because those are the only areas that take men. Unbelievable. Yeah. Like I said, guys, this isn't a political conversation. This is a social well-being conversation. If guys like Tony have served, are disabled, whether due to military reasons or something else, you take care of people. You don't make them jump through hoops. Yes. Do people scam? All the time. But you can't look at it from the system is so rigged and scammed that, we're going to have to pull back on all this. Why don't you look at it from the perspective of help people until you realize that, that they're being scammed, that you're being scammed. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, I guess is what I'm kind of getting at. All right. This is, again, way too large. I'm going to pull back on some of this as well. But again, this is the nature of why governments exist. To help the people in that country, to help the people in a community. Anything else is bullshit. And if you don't start with the premise of we have to help people first, but anyway, you have to start with the premise that we have to help people first. That's what we're there for. That's why we were here. That's why governments exist. At least in a modern sense, why governments exist. Okay. This is looking much, much better. I've refined it a little bit more. Yeah, much, much closer to what I need it to look like. Just need to pull it. I might have to pull out just a little bit more material. Bring this back just a bit. It's looking pretty okay. Let's see. It's like my area is a homeless. You'll just stop being sick and disabled, and the system would work great for you. Yes, in fact, that's the whole thing. If we had money, we wouldn't be complaining about not having money. If we were healthy, we wouldn't have to complain about health. Absolutely. Nick, you're 100% right. Let's do this right. Them, for me, for us. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, you're right. Yeah. And not to use Nick as an example, but I know that with Nick in particular, I know, was it last year, Nick, when your family went through a whole series of illnesses and it was all out-of-pocket payment? Well, maybe you guys shouldn't have gotten sick, right? Then you wouldn't have to pay out of pocket for all your illnesses. Why are you relying on the government? Oh, by the way, here's your tax bill. I got to tell you. When you think about it, you walk into a store. Hey, I would like to buy that thing, that X. Okay. It'll cost you $20. Great. You throw down $20. Can I have that X thing? Why do you want that X thing? No, I'm not. No, go away. Come back. You don't really need that, but thank you for the $20. Yeah. And this bullshit now is in full display at this time. All right. We are, I believe, let me just do a little comparison between these two. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this. So what I'll do is I'll refine these things. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Except right there. I don't normally like to do like adding more material afterward because usually blending it in is really, really tough. But I need to get a little bit into this corner here. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Okay. Leave that be. We'll take photos of that, but there we go. Those are now both done. I will do final shaping once we get to the sanding stage, and that'll be likely beginning of the week. Our health system isn't working when we have a president who's clearly suffering from a mental disorder. Good God, it was like a week's pay to get nothing in return. Exactly. Isn't the GOP about less government involvement? Yes, they are. Ish. It depends on the cause. I think, look, this is not a political conversation, but I think right now what we're going through is a clear example of a government that is basically, using the power of the purse to control its people more so than we've seen in the past. And the example is when you turn to, and again, I don't care which side of the political fence you're on, but when you turn to a blue state and say, we don't like your rules and laws, we're not going to pay you anything. We're not going to support your child care. We're not going to support anything because we don't agree with your policies. You don't have a choice. We've paid taxes to the federal government. We deserve things back. You may not like things. That's fine. Go to court, but you can't unilaterally say, we're not going to pay. That's, again, literally walking in the store saying, here's my $20. I want that thing. Okay, thanks for the $20. You're getting nothing. Yeah, I remember that misery that you went through, Nick, and it pains me to this day. I mean, I still remember it. It pains me to this day. There's a gap right there. There is. Did you see the gap, Nick? Did you see the gap? I'm going to just feather some of this in real quickly. And I want to reiterate, this isn't a red versus blue thing. That's not what I'm getting at. I just don't think that. I think that if it were flipped, you wouldn't do that. I'm sorry. If you're paying taxes, you're entitled to services. There we go. All right. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. I love it. All right. I may actually freeze this little goober and save it for another day if I can find little goober bags, which I think I've now lost. What time is it? Oh, it's that time. Perfect timing, actually. Perfect timing. All right, let's put away the tools. Hilarious. Mega says. Hilarious. Mega says, why gotta me get healthcare? Yeah, healthcare is too expensive, right? Well, again, I don't. This is not a. I'm gonna just go out on a limb. I don't think this is a MAGA issue. I think this is a. This has been historically like this. You know, that the desire for us to pay out to help our citizens is not something that is viewed as in the best interest of our country. It's better to support businesses that will then fund the support of our people. And the answer is, if you're going to rely on corporations to do right, are you that delusional? Hey, Emma, good morning. How are you? I'm working on something because your dad asked me to. He's got you on the big TV this morning. Have a great day, Jordan. I want to see you later. Take care, Tony. Have a good one, brother. I was honestly just kidding about the gap. He's on the phone this morning. All right. Time for me to roll, guys. Stay safe and stay sane. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I do appreciate it. But go out there and do good. Show kindness, love, respect for people. You know, this is about what it's all about. Let's just do right by people. You know, I know that sometimes it's in our best interest to do right for what's inside, but that's not always the case. It has to be about supporting people out there. You know, just do good. So that's all I'm going to say today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Maine. The next 4 days, I'm going to be in Maine. So I'll be working on a snap build up there. Plus, I might be starting my Kirk collection. I'll show you what that is when we're there tomorrow. Anyway, guys, do good. Love you all. Catch you on the flip. Peace.